Yo, what is up, everyone? Happy Monday. Happy early Monday. Doesn't get much earlier than this. The best things start on Monday, right? Work starts on Monday. The diet starts on Monday. So many awful things start on Monday, except for a fresh new week of NHL and NFL Sniffs, which we're going to get to today. This is the Monday of Thanksgiving week. It's a very special week for a multitude of reasons. If you're an older person with a family, I know we got older sniffers out here who, you tell your wife that you're checking on the turkey, but you're really just sneaking in a same game parlay by the oven.
All right, now it's time for the turkey.
It's a huge week for the younger crowd, the Stevie Bong Rips of the world. I've long said that Thanksgiving Eve is the end of fun fall season where you're going out, you're seeing big crowds, you're meeting people out, you're doing all sorts of things. That whole cuffing season essentially ends on Thanksgiving Eve. That's your last lick, seeing that random girl from high school. You want to scrounge something up? We got these next couple of months. So what I'm going to try to do is put a couple shekels in your pocket so that when you do see that random high school sweetheart in your local town on that Wednesday night, you're going to be able to order a couple rounds of whatever godforsaken drink college kids are ordering by that. What is it? What is it? Do you tell me? What new idiotic drink that I would be hungover for 3 weeks are making the rounds now? Well, hopefully you'll let me know in the comments, Bong Rips. I'm sure you'll DM me and let me know. But let me get on to some Monday night NFL sniffs. We got the Harbaugh Bowl between the Chargers and the Ravens, and then we got a huge NHL slate on our hands. But don't worry, I have some pre-prepared sniffs. That turkey's been in the oven, and as soon as I'm done with these NFL sniffs, it will be ready to bring out. So we got this Harbaugh Bowl between the Chargers and Ravens. Ravens lost last week. Ravens are tough. It can go any which way. You can get one of these 60-point performances like they did against the Bucs, or you can kind of dud out with these Ravens for whatever reason. Look, I went to the pizzeria yesterday. You guys came with me. We went to a Seattle pizzeria, and we came out with a good slice. It wasn't that fake Ray's pizza where you go to New York and there's a Ray's, original Ray's, the best Ray's. There's 15,000 Ray's, 90% of which are terrible. We went to a good pizzeria yesterday. Let's see how the pizzerias in San Diego are. Here we go. We got some pineapple pizza. The under 50.5 points in this game between the Ravens and the Chargers. Look, this one for me is as simple as I know that idiotic guy. That guy, I know who he's taking. He's taking the over. I'm going under because I have one of the best defenses in the league with the Chargers, and I know if he has his way, as you saw early in that Bengals game last week, you've seen it all season. Jim Harbaugh is down to run the ball as much as possible, and if he's getting good runs and they are able to control that clock, he's more than willing to run. That defense has done a great job against most teams. I guess it's going to be contingent on can they play from ahead, or if Lamar gets ahead, is Justin Herbert going to have to chuck it? But from what I understand, what I see with this spread, they're trying to bait everyone to take the over, and they're trying to bait everyone to take the Ravens. I'm not going that direction. I'm taking the under on the game, and I'm also taking the under on Justin Herbert passing attempts. Because I think at home, I think this game, as the spread suggests, will remain close. And if it remains close, they will be able to run the ball, and it will be kind of a tighter game. Maybe I'm incorrect. Is this the best feeling I've ever had in the world? Is it Demario Douglas who cleared 50 yards once again? No, it's not. But I'm snipping an under in this game, and I'm snipping an under on Justin Herbert's passing attempts because I'm going over on the rushing attempts for J.K. Dobbins, the former Raven. And I know you're going to say Gus Edwards was also a Raven, but it's different. There wasn't much draft capital. He played out the majority of his contract. He's 30 years old. J.K. Dobbins, injury. We're moving on from you and signing Derrick Henry. This is more of a revenge game for J.K. Dobbins. And I feel like Harbaugh is a revenge guy. But I kind of like the Chargers to play well, keep it close. I don't know if they're going to win, but if it's close, I think J.K. Dobbins is running. And I'm going to go with the over on his 12.5 rushing attempts in this game. A last sniff. Don't know if I'm going to look stupid. Don't know if this is going to make me look bad, but I'm going with the under on rushing and receiving for Derrick Henry. You saw what the Chargers were able to do with Chase Brown. I know it's Chase Brown. Take it easy. I know Derrick Henry isn't Chase Brown. But my thought is, if the Chargers are running the ball and they're killing clock and they want to play good defensively, which they do, and they're able to kind of limit Henry, if that clock is going quick, I don't know. This is I like taking unders on high totals. If somebody's going to beat me, I like that they're going to have to earn it. It's not going to be a quick 1, 2, 3. It's why you see me taking overs on low totals and unders on high totals, which is why I like the under in the game and also the under on rushing and receiving for Derrick Henry. And that's what I got for you in that football. Hey, look, if it's the right game, you know me. I've given you plenty of overs. Most of the words that I said in yesterday's video was over. This, to me, I'm going Harbaugh's, I'm going under. If you don't like it, don't worry, because we got a big fat NHL slate on this Monday before Thanksgiving, where we're going to start with a team who has actually treated me pretty well this season so far, whether it's with money lines, as the people on the Patreon know, over the weekend when we took them against Lightning, or even last week when we took the scam star, Jason Robertson, or the week before that where we took Logan Stankoven and Jamie Benn. This is a team that has done very well for us, and I'm not just like, hey, we've won with them, so let's try to get on them. I like how Dallas plays, and in certain matchups where I think their depth provides a significant advantage, I like taking them, especially if the price is right. I think Carolina's always going to have a good team as long as Brendan Moore is their coach. Absolutely. They've lost a couple of games in a row, but the reason I want to take Dallas in this game, plus 105, is because we know we're getting the third string goalie. It's Carolina's first game back after a couple of games on the road, and the depth of the Stars, it's better than Carolina's depth, and I think it will be good enough with that goaltending as well to pull out a win. Now, this is tough. You're talking about betting against a team who's currently amongst the favorites to win the President's Trophy. And Carolina's been doing fantastic. But when you look at that roster, I think they're able to be exposed, especially without either of their top two goalies, by a team like Dallas. Not just some random-ass team. It's going to take a team like Dallas. And I think it's worth a little sniff. And you don't even have to take the plus 105. You want to know what I also like? I like, and you can find this on Caesars, because this, I think, is going to be of a tighter checking, lower scoring variety. It's all about the ingredients you mix together. And when you mix a Dallas and you mix a Carolina together, it's more likely to end under 7.5 goals, which is why on Caesars, I'm going to go Dallas to win and under 7.5. It's a 60-minute bet, plus 220. I like my chances with that, with these two teams. I mean, it's obviously a great price, but I'm going to take that there. And also, these point prop prices are very enticing. That's 2 straight games. The Scam Star and Rupe Hintz have hit their line combo bet. Both of their prices are fantastic. You're talking about minus 110 for the Scam Star Jason Robertson and plus 105 for Rupe Hintz. That combo there, that's a great combo in and of itself. But seeing Miro Heiskanen at plus 100 for a point in a game like this, where I feel like he's going to play a ton and obviously be involved on special teams, power play, penalty kill, I think he's set up well to register a point. I know it's crazy, like just stacking all these bets against a team like Carolina, but I think we might find Carolina a little vulnerable here. They just lost to the Blue Jackets in overtime. They lost to the Devils. I think this loss could look like that loss to the Devils, a 3-2, maybe an empty netter, 4-2, but I think it stays under 7.5. I like Dallas and under 7.5. Point for Miro Heiskanen, and yeah, the point prop combo, it's hit twice in a row. I like to get on guys like that when they get hot, Robertson and Rupe Hintz. A lot of stuff in that game right there. Another team who started to treat us well, Colorado, because they got some of their pieces back. They got some of their groove back. We took the Drouin point. Well, he's been registering points in every single game since he's played with Nathan MacKinnon. They're scoring goals. They scored 7 against Florida. And also, we obviously know about their troubles in net so far this year, although you can point to Georgiev starting to play a little better. They're going into Tampa, who's played in some pretty wild games recently, although they do have Vasilevsky. He still is not the Vasilevsky of old from what I've seen so far. So Colorado coming off a 7-goal performance. You know I got to hop on an over anytime someone like that. You're talking about McKinnon, Kucherov. Colorado has all those pieces back. Tampa, they obviously can score as well. I think we have some good ingredients here for an over 6.5. Man, after seeing them pump in 7 against Florida, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to bet Colorado here, because I'm not that high on Tampa, as you guys know this year. So I do lean Colorado there, but I like the over 6.5 in that game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Then how about a couple tree player props, a couple trickle-down Snakeonomics-based player props? One that we can start with, and I know I mentioned this last week. Remember I said we could take the over on Jacob Chychrun plus 150, or if you have balls, we can take the under half of a point on D.Strome on the Washington Capitals. We're getting an Ovechkin under price, as if Ovechkin was on his wing. Ovechkin's not on his wing. What has he done since Ovechkin's been out of the lineup? 0 points, 0 points. I love targeting strategic unders on players who don't have great line mates, especially on the road against teams who typically, although that hasn't been the case lately with Florida, can shut down opposing players. We have a team in Washington who's struggling offensively since Ovechkin left the lineup. Back-to-back losses, haven't been able to score more than 2, and I'm looking for something like that to play out again. Florida's lost a couple in a row. You'll probably see a hungry Florida here. They are moving Tom Wilson up to the top line. Back-to-back losses usually breeds a couple of line changes. So he is going to be playing with Tom Wilson. He played with Tom Wilson a bunch last year. I'm really not all that concerned. I'm going under half of a point for D.Strome. Still a fantastic price. Still no Alexander Ovechkin. And then obviously if I'm going that far, like if I'm betting $10, I'm putting 8 on that, and then the last 2 on the under half of a point for D.Strome and Tom Wilson, the double under. How do you like it? And then on the other side of the ice is the Florida Panthers, where we've seen some lineup changes. They lost a couple in a row. They sent Verhaeghe to the third line, and they started changing lines. But the most important out of all the changes was that they replaced Uvis Balinskis on the top power play with Aaron Ekblad. And what has that meant? Points in 2 straight games for Aaron Ekblad, because he's the defenseman on the top power play, which I talk to you guys about all the time. I'm excited to take Miro Heiskanen tonight, plus 100. But Aaron Ekblad is getting non-power play point price while being on that Florida top power play. He's on that power play with Reinhart, Barkov, Tkachuk, Verhaeghe. It resulted in a point last game. They took a goal away from him as well last game. So you're talking about Aaron Ekblad plus 140 for a point on that top power play at home against the Washington Capitals. He's always been a pretty good offensive defenseman. He played the top power play minutes years ago. Then Montour took that over, but now it looks like it's back to Ekblad for the time being. So give me over half of a point for Aaron Ekblad against the Washington Capitals. And that's what I have for you here on this pre-Thanksgiving Monday. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Better luck to me. Make sure you're subscribed here to my YouTube channel. Every last click is always greatly appreciated. Sincerely.
What a nice young man to offer.
Every last like and comment. Say something. If you see something, say something. If you hear something, type something and hit enter.
Rest that little hand.
It's all appreciated, and it all helps this channel grow. You guys can see yourself. I'm still in that infancy stage. Very happy to be at 17,000. But if you go to your homepage right now, you click on something, a random guy, he whispers into a microphone. It's ASMR videos, and he tries to, sound like Jafar from Aladdin. And the guy has 650,000 followers. I'm just dragging a leg here like Igor, trying to get to 20K. So that only happens if you guys share this and click all the buttons to help engage.
Really, it's very simple.
And obviously these videos come out at all times, so click the notifications so you know when these videos come out. And if you want to support the show, you want to be a part of my loan sponsor, you want to be one of my minority owners, then come join the Patreon. It's patreon.com/AndyFrancis. That's also where I post my weekend picks. That's where I post updates when there's new information's learned. And that's where you can talk with all the other sniffers in the chats that we have there. Hopefully, I'll see you over there. If not, I'll see you tomorrow for another round of NHL Sniffs. Take care.